What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxer coming back at y'all with another one, man. So, listen, man. For this video right here, I want to kind of do a different one. Like I always say, man. I'm gonna start. I wanted to even though this is a fight that we're not really looking forward to, it is fight week. So I want to do what I can to speak and try to bring some light into this fight. Now, it's not a fight that anybody asked for, but I will say it's a solid card, so I'm happy for that, right? But the topic of this video mainly is how much do we expect for Edgar Berlanga, right? What is your expectations for Edgar Berlanga, right? Now, I don't think anybody expects Edgar Berlanga to win the fight, so we won't be disappointed, because listen, disappointment only comes with expectations. You can't be disappointed if you don't have expectations for a person or for something that they're going to do, right? We don't expect Edgar Berlanga to win. But what could Edgar Berlanga do in order to raise his stock? Well, I mean, it's a simple but yet hard answer. And, the reason why is, like, for one, I'm going to say this year for boxing has not been an exciting year. And I'm not, once again, I kind of expected that, because last year was such a great year for boxing. We had so many great fights last year. This year has just not really been that or whatnot. Especially around this time right now, it's just been kind of quiet for the most part, right? And so with that being said, you kind of like, as a fan of boxing, when we have years like this and moments where we go weeks without big fights and months without big fights, a big event comes on, I do tend to get excited just because I'm a boxing fan in general, right? You remember I can remember in 2013, it's like this doesn't happen anymore, but or not recently at least. I remember in 2013 where it was like April 13th, and even if I have these dates or fights wrong, excuse that, but I know that they happened around this time. I can remember it was like, I believe it was April 13th, we had Nonito Donaire versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? What a great matchup that was. Everybody was super excited for that, right? Then I believe April 20th, we had Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah. The build-up for that fight was just tremendous. It was a lot of bad blood for that. And I want to say on that same night, not the same card, but like because that was on Showtime, on HBO, we had like Sergio Martinez versus Martin Murray, I believe. And then I believe it was another fight. It might have even been like Sean Porter versus somebody. I can't remember, right? But I know it was like a big event that night, right? For boxing or whatever, right? And then that next week we had Canelo Alvarez versus Austin Trout. What a great matchup that was. And then the following week we had Floyd Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero. And I say that to say, like, those were the times where boxing oh my goodness, it was just a good time, bro. Like, and I'm more than sure we had more times like that, after that. But that's just was one of the first times I could think of. That was like one of the best runs to me. That I remember. I'm pretty sure it's been more times, but that's just the times I could think of. But so I said that to say, like, I mean, it's just I miss those times, bro. I miss those times when we had like such a good run at boxing, but it just seems like that's just not been happening as of lately or whatnot, as in the more recent years, bro. But anyways, look, so I feel like this, as far as Edgar Berlanga goes, like, no, this is not something that we expect him to win once again. But at the same time, I feel like this. I look at it like Jaime Munguia, right? I didn't expect Jaime Munguia to win. I didn't really think Jaime Munguia deserved the Canelo fight, if I'm being 100% honest. But when Jaime Munguia got in there with Canelo, he took some blows, he took some hits, got dropped. But the thing I like about Jaime Munguia is that he showed that he was willing to go for it, right? And I'm not gonna lie, after that fight with Canelo, you know, I got a lot of respect for Jaime Munguia because he didn't come in there like Jermell Charlo just came to survive or whatnot. But Jaime Munguia came to win. And I got a lot of respect for Jaime Munguia after that fight. You know, he actually fights out here in Arizona next week. And I'll definitely be attending, but I'm excited. You know, I got a lot of respect for Jaime Munguia for that fight, right? If Edgar Berlanga, what got me intrigued about this fight, right, was the fact that a lot of talk that Edgar Berlanga has been doing, right? Edgar Berlanga has been constantly saying that he's gonna show his like that he has the IQ and everything to be in there with Canelo. He even said that he was gonna knock Canelo out in 6 rounds, right? Now the thing about it is, Edgar now has to back that up, and I'm interested to see how much of that he can back up, right? If Edgar comes in there and he gets beat the hell up and the fight gets stopped in 4 rounds, then bro, that's gonna be a very bad look, and it's not gonna be good for his market value. Cause it's like, fam, you just, you talked yourself up. You talked my interest in this fight. Not gonna lie, if it would have been one of them boring, press conference where, I want to thank Canelo for this fight. I think Canelo's one hell of a fighter, and he's gonna bring out the best in me, and we're gonna make for an action-packed fight for the fans. So y'all tune in Saturday night. If it would have just been one of those type of press conferences, then I would have just been like, fam, I wouldn't have given a damn about even. I wouldn't have been interested at all. But because he has talked himself up into this moment, he now has to prove something. And the thing about it is, the best part about it for Edgar Berlanga is he doesn't even have to win, right? If Edgar Berlanga like loses by decision, right? And it's a close fight, guess what, bro? Your stock is going up because nobody even expected that. You have preceded everybody's expectation, right? Exceeded everybody's expectation, right? If Edgar Berlanga, let's say he gets knocked out in the 10th round, but dude put up a hell of a fight, like a Triple G versus Canelo 1 type performance, bro. Or a Triple G versus Canelo 2 type performance, like where dude just really gave Canelo the work, but experience played a key and he gets stopped, right? Guess what? He still gets his market value still goes up, right? Because once again he exceeds expectations. But if he goes in there on some, and I hate to use it because I really do love Jermell Charlo, but if he goes in there on some Jermell Charlo type stuff where he's just putting up a lackluster performance after you done talked your way up into this, it ain't gonna be good for Edgar, bro. Edgar has to really let his nuts hang in this fight. Even like Jaime Munguia did, bro. Jaime Munguia, he got beat, but he didn't get beat the hell up, right? And Jaime didn't go out like no sucker either. Jaime was fighting Canelo back. So that's all Edgar has to do. He doesn't even have to win this fight, bro. All Edgar has to do is just let his nuts hang and give his all, bro. And if he can do that, bro, I feel like his market value will be okay. But it is what it is. I'm very interested in this card. The most important fight for me, and this is just personal because like I said, got history with Caleb Plant in the amateurs. Not gonna keep saying that, but so anytime Caleb Plant fights, it's personal. I can understand if that's not a fight that anybody else is really looking forward to, but I am. Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia is an interesting matchup. I just don't see a person taking a 2-year layout coming back to fight Erislandy Lara and beating him. Like I don't see that. And plus, I just feel like if Danny Garcia, they timing is everything, and they picked this fight because they felt like it was the right time because Erislandy Lara hasn't been moving the way he used to, because Erislandy Lara's former style, his style in boxing, is all wrong for Danny Garcia. But it is what it is. I'm very interested in that matchup to see what Danny Garcia possibly do, or what he thinks he can do to stop Erislandy Lara or beat Erislandy Lara for a third title in the third division or whatnot. And then obviously Rolly, you can never just be 100% sure about Rolly in his past antics. You know what I'm saying? So that's something in itself. I don't know. But I'm interested in all fights. But like I said, man, if Edgar really wants his stock value or stock market to rise, he has to even if he gets knocked out, bro, he has to really like put it all on the line, because he's talked his way, up until this point, and talking, and a lot of people, including myself, feels like he doesn't deserve this fight. It's a little bit too soon for him to be taking a fight like this. So it's up to him to at least prove us wrong by making it a competitive matchup. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?